47 meters down, Uncaged, because now we have to have a shark movie at least once a year. This is the sequel to 47 meters down that came out just a couple years ago. That movie was okay. It was cheesy. I think Jessica Alba was in it, and Matthew Modine was in it for a second, but I only watched it the one time in theaters and left it going, well, that was okay. Not horrible, nothing grand. I think I gave it like a 3 or 3.5. This one, I could tell it looked like the budget was a little lower. There's nobody in it that I recognized. Everybody is unknowns in this film. So I went in with very low expectations, and somehow they didn't even meet the low expectations I had. It's nowhere near as good as the first film, and like I said, the first film is not like some kind of hidden gem or anything. I like Shallows way better than the first movie, and this movie is nothing like it. Basically, when we went and saw Crawl a couple months ago, that movie was fantastic and did everything right. This movie does the opposite of that. They try and make you, basically, let's go to the story. There's these girls, two sisters. They don't really get along. They have a kind of a mixed family. Their dad is married, they're stepsisters. And they've moved to this new place because their dad like goes underwater and does dives or something. Anyways, they are forced to hang out with each other. They end up going underwater to this area where her dad works, and they get stuck under there, and there's sharks under there trying to kill them and a couple of their friends. And I will say the story was, not the horrible part. The setup at the beginning was actually not atrocious. I mean, it wasn't nothing great. The dialogue and acting in here is not something special. But once we get into the shark stuff, the stuff you came to see, it's not very good. You can't really see what's going on a lot of times. There's a lot of things they're doing that don't make a whole lot of sense. I don't know how they're talking to each other underwater. A lot of times I don't know where light's coming from. It's just all kinds of weird stuff. The oxygen levels in the first 10 minutes drop to like 40%, but then that last 40% lasts the entire runtime of the movie somehow. There's people that die that that are going to be back, and it's just, there's a lot of cliches, and they take it pretty seriously for the most part until about the last 10 minutes of the movie, and then they're like, all right, screw it, let's go Meg, and she starts shooting flare guns at sharks and like stabbing the shark in the eyeball, and they're like, what the heck is going on? We got slow-mo shark fights. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if at the end of the movie they were like, well, this is kind of boring. Let's add some excitement. I don't know what happened. But it just overall was just a very sloppy movie with a very low budget where you couldn't see hardly anything going on. And I will say I was just ready to get out of there. And then when that last 10 minutes happened, yeah, I laughed. If the whole movie had been as hilarious as that last 10 minutes, maybe I would have enjoyed it for like some campy fun. But instead, it's like an hour and 20 minutes of serious stuff. You can't see what's going on. And then 10 minutes of ridiculousness at the end that just couldn't save it for me. So, yeah, I wasn't a fan. I'm sure the 47 meters down franchise will continue, but this might be the last one for me. Go see Crawl instead. The movie's so much better. But yeah, so I'm going to give this movie a 2 out of 5, and that's me being generous. And until next time, this is Randy Cage. Peace out.